Eric Hammer here, registered physiotherapist and owner of Home Comfort Physiotherapy. Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about proper sitting positions and ways to combat lower back pain, shoulder pain, neck pain when sitting. But before I continue, please hit that subscribe button below so you'll be notified about any new videos that I have here on my channel. So a big complaint that I see with individuals, particularly people that perhaps have mobility issues and may be sitting for long periods of time, right? Whether that's in front of the TV, the computer, is there's a complaint around back, neck, sometimes shoulder pain. And a lot of this is due to this idea of prolonged slouched positions. So when we're sitting, and we're in these sort of bent forward, rounded shoulder, forward head type positions, it can put a tremendous amount of stress and strain on different areas of our back and our neck. So for example, at the base of the skull, or in kind of the center part between our shoulder blades, or in that lower back region. And essentially this is just due to being in these sort of sustained positions for long periods of time. And so the muscles that run up and down the spine, they're called your paraspinal muscles, they will over time start to fatigue, they will start to go into a little bit of muscle guarding and become quite sensitive and painful. So a couple tricks, right, that can really be helpful for this. One is simply using, I've got a bit of a roll here, right? But essentially using either a rolled up towel or what's referred to as a lumbar roll, and placing this just in that lower back area, right? And so what this does is it's naturally now gonna put my back into more of an upright position, right? And so naturally now my back is more neutral, and it's going to take some of that stress off of those areas that we talked about, right? Whether it's between the shoulder blades, kind of base of the skull area. So having that can be really helpful. Another helpful tip is depending on placements of things like the computer, if you're reading a book, on the table. So having items close to us, right? If we're reading, for example, having a reading stand. So something that's going to take us away from looking down in these prolonged positions. Another tip is simply changing positions periodically throughout the day, right? So again, if I'm in this slouched position, well, maybe what I do is, and perhaps setting a reminder might be beneficial, but doing some shoulder squeezes back, right? So throughout the day, I'm going to imagine biasing those opposite positions to that forward head posture, that rounded position there. I can also imagine as if there's a string right at the base of my skull pulling me upright. So again, I'm getting out of that flex type position. I'm coming up. I'm thinking about as if I'm being pulled upwards. So it's almost like a little bit of natural decompression on the spine, simply from imagining that I'm being pulled by a string upwards. Another possibility is, if one is able to, is actually just standing up and arching backwards, right? So again, we're getting out of those flex positions. We're decompressing the spine simply by going into a more upright position. And then in doing so, we can actually also work on doing a little bit of deep breathing in this position, while we're, again, increasing our extension and decompressing the spine. It's a nice way to take pressure off of the discs of the back there. And then the last thing I would suggest is, again, if possible, going for walks. And the reason for this is we naturally, right, will go into a more upright position if we're walking. So with gravity, we have to be into more an extended position in order to counteract the effects of gravity. So just a couple thoughts and tips for individuals who might be struggling with pain due to sitting. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to leave a comment below. Please check with a physiotherapist to make sure this or any other of the information on this site is appropriate for you. And if you or anyone you know requires in-home physiotherapy, if you're looking to get help in-home with the convenience of having somebody there to help and support you, and the dedication of somebody with 15 plus years experience as a physiotherapist, working with multiple conditions, feel free to reach out. I do have links below. Thanks again and have a great day. Take